Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. We are live. Gonna wait a few minutes for people to jump on. How is everyone tonight? Right? It's the middle of the week. It's the middle of the week with a couple days left until our weekend. Gonna wait a few minutes. Tonight we're gonna be talking about 5 signs you're undercharging and leaving $5,000 a month on the table each month in your cleaning business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Hasher. I founded Sisters Who Scale, and I help cleaning business owners stop cleaning, raise their rates, grow their businesses, and love their business again. Right? I started my own business. I didn't have any money. I was a single mother. When I started hustling, cleaning jobs on the side just to put food on the table, pay the rent. My little boy, he was young. He's now older. He's now in his 20s, early 20s. So my company, Made Bright, I'm an active owner in my company. I'm still very active in the morning. I haven't cleaned since 2019. Haven't cleaned since 2019. And I teach people who own cleaning businesses to stop cleaning, start managing people, build a company culture, and love their business again. I have been exactly where most of you are sitting right now, cleaning the houses myself, undercharging, overworking, wondering why the money never adds up no matter how hard I push. And today we're going to blow that shit up, right? Because if you showed up here today or you're watching it on replay, you already know something is off in your business because you can feel it, right? You're busy, you're tired, and the bank account is not reflecting the work you're putting in. So that's going to end today. In the next 30, 35 minutes or so, I'm going to show you the 5 signs that are causing you to undercharge right now and exactly how much it's costing you every single month in your business. I'm talking the average person is leaving $5,000 a month sitting on the table. That's $60,000 a year that you are walking away from every single month without even realizing it. That's the crazy thing. So if you just got here, drop your name in the chat, say hi, let me know where you're from. I like to know where everyone's from. I like to know the names of their cleaning businesses and everything. If you have been sitting on the fence about your pricing and you're like, am I undercharging? Am I not undercharging? Or if you've been second guessing yourself every time you quote a job, this training was made for you. So let's get into it. I'm going to check in, see if anyone's here. Hi, everyone. Say hi. Let me know where you're from. Say hi. All right. So undercharging, it's one of the most searched words in the cleaning industry, whether you're chat GBTing it, whether you're using Claude, whether you're using Google, whether you're using Grok, whatever. That is one of the 3 biggest things that cleaning business owners are asking. Why? Because they are undercharging, and they probably know that. So let me ask you something, because I want to be really honest. I want you to be really honest with yourself. When was the last time you quoted a job and then immediately wondered if you charged too much, right? You gave them the number, there was silence, your stomach dropped, you're like, oh my God, what do they think of that number? Or they haven't responded to a quote, and what did you do? Well, you might have started backpedaling. You offered a discount right away. And you threw in that extra room or that sunroom, or you said, we can clean the basement for this price as well, right? Or you said, I can work on that for you. So I'm going to tell you right now that the client can sense that. And when they sense that, they're going to see an opportunity and they're going to ask you to drop your rates. I can't remember the last time someone has asked me to drop my rates. It used to happen all the time because I didn't have any confidence back then. I would drop the rate. I would drop it 20, 30, 50 bucks just to get the job. We no longer do that. We've built the reputation in our community that we are a premium cleaning service. I was just in a house today talking to a client because I do random checks here and there. And she said, she was older, and she said out of all the cleaning companies she's had in the last 30 years, we were the best. We cleaned the bathrooms the best. We were the best. We were the nicest. We had our crap together. We had all of our systems together. And that was really nice to hear. Sometimes the clients don't tell you that, but it was really, really nice to hear. She loved the girls. She loved the work they're doing. And she was ultimately happy. So that was great. So getting back to backpedaling, if that sounds familiar, here is what I need you to know right now. That moment when your stomach drops, that panic inside, that's not a pricing problem. That is a confidence problem. And it could be costing you $5,000 every single month. And I'm not guessing, I'm not throwing out a scary number to get your attention. I did the math on my own business years ago. And when I finally saw it clearly, it stopped me cold. I was like, oh my God, I'm leaving that much money on the table. I was that owner on my hands and knees, scrumming lime buildup off of a shower for $150 on a 5,000 square foot house. That was me. That was me. That house took all day, right? And I smiled through it because I was just excited. But when I figured it out, I remember after paying the girl, paying, one of my friends at the time to help me, I was making $19 an hour and I was fucking horrified. I couldn't even believe it. And I didn't have any confidence back then. I was terrified of charging more, afraid that they would say no. So I kept charging less and less and less. And I kept working more and more. And I remember sitting in my car at the end of one of those, long days thinking, why does it feel like I'm working harder and getting further behind? Well, here was why. I was undercharging and I didn't even know it. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 signs that you are doing the exact same thing right now. More importantly, I'm going to show you what it's actually costing you. So sign number 1, let's see if everyone's here. Actually, I don't know who you are, Joe Roggs, but I haven't had any boosters at all. So you can take that to the bank. I've never had a COVID shot. I've never had a booster. I don't know who you are, but you probably had 5 boosters. So anyways, getting back to the show here. First sign you are undercharging. You feel guilty when you say your price out loud, right? It makes you nervous. You quote the job, and even before they respond, you're already in your head, right? Is that too much? Maybe I should have gone lower. They look surprised. Maybe I lost it. Can I tell you something no one else is going to say to you today? Guilt is not a pricing strategy. Your guilt around your pricing is not about them. It's about you. It's about what you believe you're worth right now. And right now, you don't believe what you're worth or what you're charging. And the truth is, your client can feel that. They can hear it in your voice. They can see it in how fast you start explaining yourself. They can feel it when you throw in extras as they never even asked for, right? And the moment that they feel your uncertainty, they use it. Can you do it for a little less? Or so-and-so gave me this quote, right? And you say yes because you already feel guilty for charging what you did. So that one discount on a recurring client, like let's do the math right now. Your discount is $50 per clean. They clean biweekly. That's 26 cleans a year. 50 times 26 is $1,300 a year from one client. One client. Now multiply that by 10 clients you've discounted, and that's $13,000 a year you gave away because you felt guilty. That's over $1,000 a month gone, not because your price was wrong, because your belief was wrong. And here's the shift. Your price is not a number that you pulled out of thin air. It covers your labor, your supplies, your insurance, your time, your expertise, and your reliability. When you discount, you're not being nice. You're telling that client everything I just listed isn't worth full price. So stop apologizing for your price and start owning it. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're like, but what about the pop-up cleaners? They're charging $80 for a whole house. We see them out there in the groups. How am I supposed to compete with that? Here is my answer to that. You're not. You're never going to cheap someone who doesn't have insurance, who doesn't have a team, right? Paying labor or isn't paying payroll taxes, who doesn't have systems or good vacuums or equipment, who is running a cash operation out of the back of their car. You're not going to beat their price. And why should you try? Because the minute you drop your price to compete with a pop-up cleaner, you just told your market that your professional, insured, systemized business is worth the same as someone with a mop and a Facebook post, right? That is not a competition. That is self-destruction. You don't compete on price. You compete on value. That's totally different. And we're going to talk about exactly how to do that. All right. That was sign number 1. Sign number 2. This one might surprise you because you're going to think like this is maybe a good sign. Your clients never complain about your price. No one ever says it's too high. They just say yes every single time. Sounds amazing, right? Wrong. If no one is pushing back on your price, you are undercharging, period. I was just talking with someone today on a coaching call, a private coaching call, and they were saying that they get 100% of their estimates. That means they're charging too low, right? So if you're not losing 1 out of every 5 estimates, your price is too low. If you're closing 100% of your estimates, your price is too low. So the right price should reflect 70 to 80%. That's not failure. Not getting all, you don't want to get all the quotes you send out. It's not failure. That's called filtering for the right client. You don't want every client. You want the right clients, the ones who value in your team what you do, the ones who respect your team. That's a big one with me. The minute a client disrespects someone on my team, they're gone. Someone in January they left, right? That's not tolerated. I didn't tolerate it. Well, I tolerated it in the beginning, right? Until I didn't tolerate it for myself. But then my staff, I don't tolerate that, right? You don't want the ones who call you on a Saturday to ask why there's a water spot on the faucet or text you at 7 p.m. when you're out to dinner on Saturday night about something stupid, right? You don't want that. So when I finally raised my prices, I did lose some clients, a few, not a ton. I panicked a little bit, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to go out and attract those high paying clients. The clients I kept were better. They were more friendly. They were easier. They were nice to my team. Maybe some of them tipped the girls, right? They referred. They didn't complain. Or if there was something that was wrong, they would be normal about it, not OCD about it and send a crazy message, right? The clients who leave when you raise your prices were never good clients to begin with, right? They were renting space in your business. They were practice clients. They were cheap rent. You want to price yourself to filter, not to please. There's a difference. Price yourself to filter the right clients, not to please everyone. Sign number 3, you're fully booked and you still feel broke. Who feels broke, right? Who feels broke here? Hey, Crystal, how are you? Hi, Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Amen. So this is the one no one talks about. You're slammed. Your calendar is packed. Your team is running. You are busy. And you look at your bank account at the end of the month and you think, where did it all go? Right? But you're fully booked and you're still broke. This is the most dangerous sign of undercharging. This can be caused from a few things. Maybe you're paying your staff too much. Maybe your staff is clock milking and working too many labor hours. There's all kinds of things that goes into that. Maybe your routine for your reoccurring clients is making the team work slower. Maybe there's a better system, a sequential system. I teach that and drop them up that cuts a ton of hours off every single week so you can remain more profitable, right, than giving the farm away, right? Having your, staff, if your staff is taking twice as long in a house, you got to look at why it's taking twice as long as when you did. So being busy is not the same as being profitable. So let me show you what I mean. If you have 40 clients at 150 per clean, you're generating $6,000 a month. Now take out your labor, your supplies, your insurance, your software, and your fuel. What's left? Not much, right? But what if those same 40 clients were at $225 per clean? That's $9,000 a month. Same clients, same team, same schedule. That's $3,000 more every single month just from pricing correctly. That's $36,000 a year. That isn't chump change. We're talking about a lot of money here. And you didn't work another hour to get it. This is what undercharging can actually cost you. So when you're working at full capacity and leaving $3,000 on the table every single month because your prices haven't moved, but your costs have, especially right now with all the gas prices going up, everyone is talking about that. Your supply costs go up, your gas go up, your labor goes up, your insurance, everything. But your prices, why are they still the same as they were 3 years ago? They have to raise. So the gap between what you're charging and what you should be charging, that's your $5,000 a month right there. Busy is not the goal. Profitable is the goal. And then you want to be profitable and busy. That's the end goal, right? Number 4, you attract clients who nickel and dime you, right? You attract clients who want everything for nothing. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Raise your hand if it sounds familiar. You can comment too if you're watching this on replay. I know a lot of people do watch these on replay. You can comment while you're in replay if you're watching it like tomorrow or something. So something like this, right? You show up, you do an estimate, client seems nice, you give them the price, and immediately they say, can you do the baseboards? Can you do the inside of the oven? Can you include the inside of the oven for that? Can you include the inside of the refrigerator and freezer for that? What about the garage? I hate when people say, can you clean the garage? Yeah, okay, for a price, right? Every single time you say yes because you don't want to lose a job, and then you get pissed at yourself when you said yes. You get back in the car and you realize you just quoted a $200 job that's going to take 6 hours. You know how much you're making? $40 an hour if you're solo cleaning. That's not enough. That's not enough. If you have a team, you're making $20 an hour, right? You're making less. That is not a good client, right? That client is a symptom of undercharging. And what no one tells you is your price. Hear me out here. Your price attracts that client. When you charge rock bottom prices, you attract rock bottom clients. I saw someone on a Facebook group. She charged $150 for a deep clean. I messaged her. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're devaluing yourself. Like, what are you doing? You're breaking your back, you're devaluing yourself, you're devaluating the whole industry, and then you're going to get some jerk who's going to ask you to do extra stuff for that $150. It's terrible when you do that, right? So clients who see cleaning as a commodity are the people that will hire you. You don't want to work for those people. Clients that will be okay with you making $10, $13 an hour, which in the state of Massachusetts is less than minimum wage. They're going to treat you bad. They're going to treat your staff bad, and they're going to call on Sunday to complain. They are not your clients, right? Low prices do not build loyalty. They build entitlement, and that's what I need you all to get here. And so I want to address something because I know that it's sitting in the back of everyone's mind. Pop-up cleaners. You see them everywhere on Facebook, right? On every Facebook community group, every neighborhood page, every community board. Hi, I'm starting my cleaning business, $75 for a whole house. DM me. I cringe every time I see these things. And your stomach drops, right? All of our stomachs drop because you're charging $200. Or $250 or $225 or whatever it is, and you think, how am I supposed to compete with that? And you go down a downward spiral when you're thinking like this. So let me tell you exactly what that pop-up cleaner has or has not. She doesn't have insurance. She doesn't have workers' comp. She doesn't have any systems. She probably barely has a team. Maybe she has a helper. She pays, under the table. She has no backup when they get sick. She has no consistency. She probably doesn't know how to run a business and no accountability. And you know what their client gets? Someone who disappears in 90 days. Someone who says they're going to be there at 9 on a Tuesday and maybe shows up at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, or maybe shows up at 4 or 5 and is cleaning late like that. until they burn out, until they get injured, until they get a real job. They ghost their clients eventually with no warning, no replacement, and they quit. And those clients, those ones that get burned, are the ones you want. You want them to be burned from a bad client, right? They come crawling back to a professional because now they understand the value in paying a little bit more to you, right? To us. So what I need you to understand is if you dropped your price to chase that client, you're going to lose. You're going to lose all the time. You're going to lose the revenue. You're going to lose your positioning. You cannot build a $500,000 cleaning business on $80 cleans. Not happening. The math does not work. It will never work. You can never win a race to the bottom because there is always someone willing to go lower. Always. So the ones who are scaling in this industry made one decision that changed everything. They stopped trying to be the cheapest and they started trying to be the best, and they charge accordingly. Okay. But when you charge premium prices, what happens? What happens? What do you think happens? Hi. Hi, Janet. How are you? Hi from Rome. I don't know if they're still on. Hiya. So when you charge premium prices, you attract premium clients. So clients respect your team, right? Those people will leave tips. Clients who refer their friends without being asked. Clients who stay for years, right? Those are the people you want. I had a client I'll never forget. She paid me top dollar every single time without blinking. She never complained. Always left a note for my team, like, we're so appreciative of you, like just a good person. Referred us to 4 of her neighbors, right? That one client was worth more than 10 of my discount clients combined because she was a joy to clean and to deal with. And she referred us and tipped us and treated my staff like gold, right? Those are the people you want, right? So you want to raise your prices because it does 2 things. It obviously helps you run a business better, puts more, well, actually 3 things. Helps you run a business better so you can afford everything, puts more money in your pocket, okay? And you attract the right kind of clients. That's what you want. You repel the wrong types of clients like that, and you attract the right ones, all right? So that was number 4. Number 5, if you haven't raised your prices in over a year, it's time. I'm guilty of this, I'll admit, but this one's pretty simple. And it's the one that's going to hurt the most, right? When was the last time any of you raised your prices? If you're on this, if you're on live, if you're on replay, text me. When was the last time anyone raised their prices, right? In the last year. You're giving yourself a pay cut if you didn't, because inflation is real. We all know with the gas right now, that conversation comes up in every coaching session I have is the gas right now. Labor is creeping up. People want more money. Why? Because they can't afford to live. Gas costs more, insurance costs more, but your prices are the same. Why are they still the same? Because you're afraid the clients will leave, right? Which means every year, little by little, your profit margin is shrinking quietly, slowly, until one day you look up and you realize you are working more than you did 3 years ago and taking home less. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pull up your pricing from 2 years ago. If you're running ZenMaid or Java or House Call Pro, whatever you're running, pull up your prices from 2 years ago. Compare it to what you're charging today. Now, look at your supply costs. Look at what they were 2 years ago. How much were vacuums? How much were vacuum bags? If you're using the, most vacuums we use, pro cleaning vacuums, you have the backpacks, or, even the uprights, you still have the bags and stuff like that. So see what the cost of the bags are. Everything is up because gas is up and the cost of manufacturing is up, right? So look at that from 2 years ago. So that gap, that money is coming straight out of your pocket, out of your profit, to be completely honest, every single month. And here's what you need to realize is that your clients expect price increases. They know. Some clients will give you price increases because they know you're charging too little. That happened to a couple of other people that I know, that their clients gave them the raises, right? So they are not surprised when prices go up because they see the prices go up everywhere. They're surprised actually when you don't raise your prices. So the owner who hasn't raised their prices in 3 years isn't being loyal to her client. She's being disloyal to herself, to her team, to her family, to everyone around her. So raise your prices, even if it's $10, $20. Some people are going to be, I don't do a systemic raise in all of my raises. I do who needs to be raised. And I look at, I base it on the profit margin. I base it on the profit margin. I base it on if they're good to my staff. I base it on if they tip them. I base it on if they're a good client and they're not, so crazy, picky, psycho, right? I base it on those 4 things. Granted, if someone is at 38% profit margin and they're a good client, I still got to raise them because that's too low. You should be 50 to 70% profit, 50 to 65% profit, somewhere around there. That's where you should be. So let's bring this home for a second. 5 signs you're undercharging right now. You feel guilty when you quote your price. That's a big one for women. No one ever pushes back on your estimate. That means you're undercharging. You're thinking everyone's taking everything. Everyone's saying I'm a rock star. Everyone's taking all my quotes. 3, you're fully booked. You still feel broke. 4, you keep attracting clients who nickel and dime you and you put up with the abuse. And 5, you haven't raised prices in over a year. So even if one of those hits you today, you are leaving $5,000 on the table every single month. That's $60,000. I need you to hear that. Not because the clients aren't there, not because the market won't support it, not because your service isn't worth it, because you haven't decided that you're worth it yet. That's it. It's the confidence level. You haven't decided that your services and women sometimes tie pricing to self-worth and stuff like that. They want to raise their prices because they feel like they can't get it and stuff like that. That's a big woman problem. That's another conversation for a different day, right? So I need you to hear me that every month you wait is more money gone, right? Another $5,000 gone. What could you do with an extra $5,000? That's a family vacation. That's the system that's helping to get you out of the field, right? That's the life you keep telling yourself to build someday. Oh, someday when I have this. Well, someday isn't a strategy, everyone. The owners in this industry that are scaling, who are not cleaning anymore, and who are building something real, did not get there by charging less and hoping for the best. They got there by deciding their work had value and then priced it like it did. That is the shift, right? That is the shift. Is everyone getting what I'm saying? Hi, who's watching me that's not on here? I don't know. We had like 20 people on and then it switches. I see like the number. Right now I see like 10, 12 people and everything, and then it will switch. It's crazy how it does that. So if this is you, if you're ready to make the shift, if you're done charging cheap prices, if you want to stop cleaning and learn how to manage people, come talk to me. Come talk to me. Right? Come talk to me. That's what I do. I help people in my program is called Drop the Mop. I don't work with everyone. I do screenings to make sure you're ready. And that's a big thing that I'm going to be talking more about, is that a lot of people think that they're ready for coaching, but they may not be. They may not be. So that's why I do a screener to see, there's a lot of things that go into that. And I tell you this, I provide you with all the tools. I provide you with systems upon systems upon systems that have worked for myself, worked for many people that have worked with me. But if you don't do the work, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change. You have to be willing to execute. You have to be willing to work through the fear. Be able to work through the fear. That's the biggest thing. So if you feel like you're done being tossed around, if you feel like you're done being disrespected and you want to stop cleaning, come talk to me. Comment, drop them up under in the comments in YouTube, or just DM me. DM me in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, I will put a link down there so you can join as a private Facebook group. I'll reach out to you personally and see if we can get you some help. You didn't all start this business to stay broke. You all started this business for a reason. You wanted to have purpose. You wanted to show your kids that you could build something cool. That was one of the big things for me, that I wanted to show my son when I was a single mom that I could build something really, really cool, right? Besides being behind the eight ball, right? I was behind the eight ball. I wanted to show him and the world that I could do it where I was, right? Working out of my Honda CRV, cleaning like a crazy person, 4 or 5 houses a day by myself for a long, long time. And that was really hard. And I don't suggest it for a long period of time. None of you started this business to stay broke. You started it to build something. So let's do it. All right, everyone. I hope this was helpful. I love seeing you all. Have a good evening. I go live every single Wednesday on another topic in the cleaning industry. I am also working on something super, super exciting. I'm working on a new video project. I will all be letting you know what that is going to be about. And I'm pretty psyched. So, all right, have an amazing evening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.